Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday. Today we're talking about a curious case out of India. Maybe you've heard this in your internet rounds. A man is suing his parents because he did not give his consent to be born. As if we didn't have enough things to worry about as parents. Now, apparently, our kids can blame us for their very existence, which, was always the case, but I didn't realize there was the possibility of litigation. There's a lot of things to think about with this story, both serious and silly. We, of course, are going to go off the silly end. He mentions that the reason that he is suing is because his parents did not have him for his own good. They had me, quote, for their joy and their pleasure rather than his own. So this opens the window. If this person,
that's where his argument breaks down.
Exactly. If this person should be successful in his lawsuit, which, how does one even get informed consent in that situation anyway?
But did you read
other than retroactively?
Did you read the rest of that paragraph? To that end, Samuel groused that being born cruelly forces an individual to endure the stresses of life, such as going to school and finding a career.
Which, this opens up such a Pandora's box.
Mm-hmm.
Are our kids now going to be able to sue us forever? You made me eat peas. That was not for my own enjoyment. You laughed. You put up a picture of me in a stupid costume for Halloween to make your friends laugh. I therefore sue you for $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot about parenting. We mostly want to think we are doing things for the benefit of our children and not for our own benefit. But come on. We have some fun. You got to have some fun, right? So every time you tell a story to your friends...
otherwise, I really enjoyed all those years of not getting a full night's sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Dealing with other people's bodily fluids and,
Yeah, I think we need to talk countersuit.
Yeah.
She filled the diaper for her own pleasure. Never considering the terrible predicament
she never
put her
asked
parent
me
in.
if I wanted to clean it up.
She didn't give me her consent.
But it just makes me think, there are, number one, we have this whole culture now of putting stuff about your kids on the internet and writing blog posts about your kids and doing, I don't know, shall we say podcasts where you might,
who would be doing that? In the course
of a segment, tell a tale about your youngsters.
Yes.
And that's hard to defend that we're doing any of those things for their benefit. We are clearly doing it for our own amusement. And I've accepted that I may come in for some condemnation by my kids for those things. And rightfully so. But man, I didn't know there would be legal action. This is just a whole nother can of worms.
Is this in America
do they not
or
benefit?
Is this in India?
I believe it's in India.
Yeah. Okay.
But do they not benefit from our, need for sanity? You can argue that, we do the podcast for our own pleasure.
Right.
Yes. It does help us, it's like therapy for us every week.
Yes. Well, that's
and maybe for our listeners.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. That's the way I would justify it, certainly. But if you're starting from a platform of, I did not ask to be born, pretty much everything following from that, you would have a sanity problem if I was not alive. And who asked? I never asked to be alive. Oh, my goodness. All the things. Even when you're being helpful, all the things you do,
Yeah.
I didn't want to be in marching band. You did that to relive your high school dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, or as in the lawsuit, I didn't want to go to school. You made me.
Yeah,
exactly. I didn't want to work. I wanted to sit in the basement, and you forced me to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's just...
I know.
Pretty much every decision you ever made, imagine yourself defending it in court. I could not do so.
Do you get that from your kids though? Like, you told me to do that, and da da da. You know, like, do you ever hear that?
Well, see, I preemptively do that. I blame myself all the time for things. So my daughter finally says, "It was fine. It was fine. Stop beating yourself up about it. I liked it. Okay, it's good.
Okay,
shut up." This is the key. Make
sense.
them own it by relentlessly beating your breast.
Okay,
your bad past decisions. Although she would have a pretty strong case in court, since I've already admitted that it's all my mistakes. Right? You know, I've been thinking about those things you made me do, and you know what? You owe me some money.
Yeah, she was recording them, taking copious notes.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It's wow. I don't know. I think that we as parents, in the face of such an onslaught, need to start thinking about countersuits. You know,
you kept me up at night.
Exactly. Well, you know, again, I guess that all goes back to they never asked to be born, so everything that they did is our fault. And everything we did is our fault, which,
but then that means that we can sue our parents. We can sue our parents in return.
Yes, that is true.
Right?
That's true. How this works.
Yes, let's cast the blame back. If they hadn't had us, we would not have had the opportunity.
Exactly.
So really, you should be suing your grandparents.
There you go.
Your
You're welcome, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, the truth.
But you know,
I don't know. It really, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If we hear, I mean, who knows if that was just a little, you know.
Yeah, I think it was for publicity for various or environmental cause or something. Yeah. But it is an interesting idea that you can sue people for not asking you first in situations where there's no possible way they could have. I mean, all of us suffer things, indignities from day to day that somebody should have to pay for.
Right? Yeah. I know. I mean, my husband and my daughter are sick yet again, which means that because the last time they got me sick and then I had to go to this conference and speak and I hacked and coughed and I don't want that to happen again. So,
well, they were sick around you for their own amusement.
They were,
and not because you asked them to be.
They were being lazy. They were not.
Yes.
They were not being careful about their germs.
Yes. And your daughter could blame that on you, but not your husband. So
no, exactly. So, yeah, parents beware. Watch your back.
Yeah, every decision you make is now a cause of action.
Yes.
So
going to be scrutinized in a court of law.
Start documenting.
Now, if it's truly a jury of our peers, so it's a bunch of other parents, then I think we're in the clear.
Then we're fine.
If it's a jury full of irritated
20-somethings
people, we're going down.
Wow. Well, it'll be interesting to see if there's a follow-up.
Yes.
Yeah. Who knows? But thank goodness for now, my kids are not suing me that I know of, so we're all good over here.
Yeah, make sure you know who's at the door because it could be somebody serving a subpoena. You might want to duck out the back way.
Parents, keep your eyes open.
That's right.
Watch your backs. But if something does happen, we're here to support you and to, work through it with you during our weekly therapy sessions that we have here.
We'll drop $5 on your GoFundMe page to pay off your kid.